Hello, YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode of The Grandstand, and the first episode of The Grandstand in 2023. I am, as always, your host, AR the Ohio Patriot, and this is the Ohio Patriot Education Network YouTube channel, where we discuss everything from 2A to political bullshit to everything in between, and especially for today, how the mainstream media are fucking scumbags who refuse to talk about terrorism as actual terrorism because, shocker, it was done by the cult of Islam. And other things along those lines. And then we obviously got Michigan and Arizona cheaters getting put into positions of power today and yesterday specifically, with Whitmer doing a inauguration there in Michigan yesterday, and that piece of shit Katie Hobbs doing one in Arizona today, as well as two Democrats who were placed in the Secretary of State and AG's offices in Arizona, even though they totally did not win those seats of power. Yeah, I'm getting real sick and tired of this shit, dude. I don't know about anybody else, man, but I'm fucking over it, man. I really am. Getting real sick and tired of seeing fucking cheaters prosper in this country, dude. But yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the upcoming speakership at federal level and stuff like that. We'll talk about other stuff here in Ohio. I just called up my state rep actually a few minutes ago, as well as State Representative Mike Loychek, who is not my state rep. He is just one of the other state reps in the state of Ohio, about doing 2A sanctuary stuff and other things relating to tech censorship and things like that is what it is. So we'll see if their offices call me back or not in the next couple days. I hope that they do. It would be nice. It would be nice if they did. I don't know if anybody's actually been in there at all since the new year started, but I know they're supposed to be, I believe it is the 4th. So it'll be 2 days from now is when they're supposed to be going back into session and actually getting their shit together to go be, re-swearing oaths to office and stuff like that. And then obviously all the new people that are coming in for first terms and stuff are going to be swearing oaths to office and stuff. So it'll be interesting to see. I look forward to working with Jim Thomas as well on that one. That was the guy that beat Thomas West in this election cycle. And yeah, it'll be nice. It'll be nice to finally have a Republican dealing with the Canton area and not some fucking Democrat for the past, 20-something years now. Actually, that was another thing I found interesting the other day. There was another Democrat who recently was out and about and stuff like that, saying he was not going to run for mayor of Canton anymore. So, it's good. It means these people are realizing, like, hey, we don't want your dumbasses in these positions of power. Go fuck off. And they're finally fucking off is what it is, man. So, anyway, hopefully it works out and it's best for everybody at this point, dude, because obviously it's the best for America, is what it is, and these people aren't in power. Because everything that I've said before, they touch turns to shit, man. Legitimately. It's like honestly, the man formerly known as E. Honda had it correct, man. Everything these Democrats touch turns to shit, man. Anything politicians in general touch turns to shit, honestly, dude. I mean, hell, even the rhinos out here, man. Like, they'll be like, oh, yeah, we'll totally be on board with Second Amendment issues. And then as soon as you actually have Second Amendment issues on the fucking table, they're like, oh, no, we got to water this shit down immediately. Let's water it down immediately. So, yeah, it's a bunch of bullshit, dude. It's fucking ridiculous is what it is. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start doing the stories of the day, though, here in a sec. I was actually doing some stuff on had to finish up a couple things in game that I play for a couple minutes, as well as do some other stuff. So, yeah, we'll start grabbing up some bright butt stories for the day. Obviously, one that I did not grab up yet, but I will grab up here in a sec, is the main terror suspect, which we'll just grab this shit right here and talk about this here. So this happened on New Year's Eve in Times Square area. Maine teenager named as suspect in machete attack on NYPD. They're saying that this kid was apparently radicalized by the cult of Islam there in Maine. He went to a mosque for about 2 or 3 months before that. His aunt specifically was the one that called up the feds and stuff like that, and we're like, yeah, my nephew is obviously fucked up and is like, clearly doing like some Islamic terrorist shit, dude, right now. And the fucked up part was the kid was on the fucking FBI watch list, and they did nothing to stop this shit, dude. But of course, every single time that there's a mass shooting in this country, they're always like, oh, it had to be white supremacy, or it had to be fucking, American terrorism, domestic terrorism, whatever the case be. But yet, the mainstream media, when you have an actual fucking Islamic terrorist in this country, you don't say fucking shit about it, dude. You don't say fucking shit about it. It's fucking bullshit, dude, entirely. And yes, Islam is a terrorist organization, needs to be treated as such in this country. It should never be allowed on U.S. soil. I've said that before, dude. It's stupid to fucking put a bunch of goddamn sharks in a fucking fishbowl and expect the fish to be alive the next day. There is zero reason for us to take in a bunch of Afghanis, or anything else for that matter, into this country when they can easily go to places like Saudi Arabia as the first safe nation. And if it wasn't for that shit, you wouldn't have this kid be fucking radicalized at 19 years old, man, is what it is. So, yes, authorities in New York City are investigating whether a 19-year-old who attacked 3 police officers with a machete on New Year's Eve celebration, striking 2 of them, was inspired by radical Islamic extremism. I mean, radical Islamic terrorism. And yes, he fucking was. You fucking have proven it already, dickheads. It's already been fucking proven that he was. But yet you fuckers are like, no, let's fucking beat around the fucking bush and stuff like that instead of beating the fucking bush like you need to. This is why I'm so sick and tired of the fucking mainstream media being covered under the First Amendment of freedom of the press, dude, when they're not. Because they refuse to actually report on something as it fucking is. It's like, yeah, they'll jump to every fucking conclusion about mass shootings and stuff like that, but as soon as there's actual terrorism from the cult of Islam, it's like, nope, sorry, can't do that anymore. Fuck that, dude. Fuck that. Entirely. So the attack happened around 10 p.m., about 8 blocks from Times Square, just outside security zone, where revelers were screened for weapons. An officer shot the suspect in the shoulder. Law enforcement official familiar with the matter says suspect, not going to name that piece of shit, is in the main area. They believe he traveled to New York City on trains. According to CBS 52, teenager was recently placed on the FBI terror watch list because his aunt reported he had been radicalized online and expressed a desire to travel overseas and fight with the Islamic extremists. But it wasn't terror-related, right, mainstream media? Go fuck yourselves, dude, seriously. Yes, it was. The guy was an Islamic terrorist, period. It was Islamic extremism that fucking got him here at this point, dude. And that's the problem right now entirely in this country. So, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and drop the link in the chat if anyone wants to jump on the panel here in a minute. I need to go grab my headphones anyway, if that's going to happen, if anyone wants to jump on. So let me know. But, yeah, other than that, going on to Breitbart stories of the day. Got a bunch of stuff here. We got Speaker Showdown. McCarthy goes for gavel tomorrow. Drama. 14 holdouts. Never Kevin. Republicans get slammed. I'm guessing that people like Matt Gaetz and stuff like that. Which, honestly, I'm sorry. We don't need another fucking California dipshit being Speaker of the House federally, dude. We need to have somebody like Jim Jordan, who actually gives a shit about the Constitution. Or Lauren Boebert, for that matter, would be a good one as well, for that matter, dude, honestly. Like, either one of those two. Boebert or Jordan would be a better fucking speaker than Kevin McCarthy's bitch ass. Because at least they give a shit about the Second Amendment. Whereas McCarthy's just a fucking nut. And we had Newt Gingrich saying, never McCarthy, House Republicans have a psychological problem. Says the old motherfucker Newt Gingrich, who fucked over America for, 25, 30 years now or more? Pretty much my entire life. Yeah, fuck you, Newt Gingrich, a piece of shit. Let's see. So Gingrich added, this is a fight between a handful of people and the entire rest of the conference, and they're saying they have the right to screw up everything. Yes, they do. It's called a constitutional republic, you dumb motherfucker. Something you and everyone else that's ever been in power has sworn not to uphold, and something that you and everybody else, Newt Gingrich, has broken consistently over and over again every fucking year that you've been in office over the time periods of decades. So, yeah, it's a bunch of bullshit entirely, dude. Anyway. Yeah, Steve Scalise would be a good one. He would be decent. I think if I'm not mistaken, Scalise, since he was shot at the baseball practice thing, I think he's been like a minority whip or something, if I'm not mistaken, and like a couple other positions like that is what it was. Like third, fourth, fifth in line or whatever for the minority parties is what it was. So, anyway. Pulled something weird. Anyway. Sorry, I was looking at I was grabbing through my beard and like a weird fucking clear hair or something like that pulled out of my beard. Somebody is shooting outside too, by the way. I don't know what the fuck they're firing. It sounds like a damn cannon, honestly. But even going back to what Newt said here, he said, yeah, finance group everything. Said the precedent that sets is so do the moderators, so do the members from Florida. Any 5 people can get up and say, I'm going to screw up the conference too. The choice is Kevin McCarthy or chaos. Then let's have fucking chaos, dude. Seriously. How hard is that? I choose violence. How about that? You know? Like, for real, man. I just realized that was not actually screen sharing what I was reading here. So I'm going to go ahead and screen share that now instead. Yeah, this is the thing I was actually reading here. But yeah, it's like, I choose not to have Kevin McCarthy. And that's the thing as well, too, by the way. It's like, this is something that's always pissed me the fuck off when it comes to really everything in this country. We vote for governors. We vote for Secretary of States. We vote for AGs. We vote federally for presidents and representatives and senators, etc. Seriously, why the fuck aren't we the ones picking speakers of the House, Senate presidents, federal AGs, for God's sakes? When we vote for state AGs, why the hell aren't we also picking the federal AG for that matter, dude? In various voting stuff. You know, if you want to have a true constitutional Republican Democrat voting process in it, that's what it needs to be right now. Across the fucking board. 100%. And if we're not going to do that, then what the fuck are we doing, man? But anyway, let's see. So Gingrich continued. I think it's remarkably short-sighted, coddly, selfish position, and I don't understand where they're coming from. Because you're an old rhino fuck, Newt Gingrich. That's why you don't understand it, you dickhead. Because you were one of the many insider traders for decades past, just like Pelosi and company are fucking currently. That's why you don't understand it, because you're a fucking ass clown, dude. Fucking douchebag. Going back to the actual headline stories, though. Speaking of douchebags. Got fucking Liz Cheney exits Congress 6 years later and millions of dollars richer. Because insider trading is a thing, and these people are not arrested for fucking high treason for committing it, dude. And that's the entire problem right now in this country in a nutshell. That anybody's exempt from insider trading when they have fucking firsthand knowledge that, oh yeah, we're going to vote on this shit in 2 days. Let's go ahead and buy a bunch of fucking stock in this chip company or this fucking various auto company or whatever the fuck it's going to be at that point, you know? And by chips, I mean actual computer chips and stuff like that, like they did right before they passed the fucking CHIPS Act this past year. You had scumbag motherfuckers like Bob Gibbs, who's now out of office. He used to be my representation here in Ohio. Which, by the way, I never voted for that fucking little cocksucking rhino. That motherfucker, along with a bunch of Democrats and a couple other rhinos, legitimately 3-4 days before the fucking CHIPS Act was passed, were like, oh, let's buy a bunch of fucking stock in these chips companies now, dude. It's bullshit entirely, dude. And it should be immediate removal from office and being tried for a fuck ton of felonies at that point, dude. Up to and including high treason. Because you are actively trying to enrich yourself while fucking over the American people. And you're not only enriching yourself, you're then going back and doing omnibus bill bullshit to enrich your fucking Democrat and rhino fucking corporatized buddies that do your damn super PACs and stuff like that and give them all kinds of kickbacks and shit, dude. So yeah, it is high treason as shit for sure, man. Anyway, then we got GOP Rep Good saying Swamp Cartel leader speaker bid will be blocked. I'm assuming he means McCarthy. Yeah, it says Bob Good, representative from Virginia, said Monday on Fox and Friends that Swamp Creature leader McCarthy will not be Speaker of the House. Good said, I won't be voting for Kevin McCarthy tomorrow. He is part of the problem. He is not part of the solution. Yes, exactly, sir. Exactly. It said, Good continued on and said, there is nothing that indicates to me that he is going to change his patterns since he has been in leadership, where he is part of the swamp cartel. He is the reason on the Republican side why we pass massive omnibus spending bills that just got rammed down our throats by Republicans in the Senate. He was part of that leadership since he has been in leadership in the past 8 years. For the past 8 years, there is nothing about Kevin McCarthy that indicates he will bring the change that is needed to Washington or that's needed to Congress, or he will bring the fight against Biden, Schumer's agenda and represent the interests of the voters who sent us to Washington to bring the real change. Good added, what we will do is we will block Kevin. We will put forth a true challenge candidate on the second ballot. Hopefully that'll be Jim Jordan or somebody, dude. Yeah, like I said, it's a bunch of bullshit entirely, dude. I'm so sick and tired of all of it, man. Like, there is zero reason for that crap, dude. And I've said it before, I'll say it again, man. When you have fucking all kinds of shady shit going on in this country, like, no, if you've been in power already for years or decades or whatever it is, dude, like, fuck off. You're out of power now. You're out of positions of authority is what it is, dude. And that's what I've said. Like, I guarantee you, if we the American people had the ability to vote for it, dude, like, you would never see Kevin McCarthy in that position at all, dude. He might be like fourth, fifth in line or something like that, but it would be like Jim Jordan or somebody would be the top guy. Or it'd even be like Lauren Boebert or something like that would be the top chick for that matter. You know, we can talk about Marjorie Taylor Greene all day long. She's kind of a fucking... I've heard some shady shit about her on both sides of the aisle is what it is, dude, and I'm not really a fan of hers, honestly. Plus, she kind of cucked out in the last couple of weeks and sort of basically like backed down on stuff where she should have doubled down and put her foot down, basically, is what it is. So, but anyway, moving on from there, had all kinds of crazy shit happen in California the last couple of days, including, let me see if I can find the story here. Trying to grab up the stories here that I can actually facilitate. Sorry, I got too many damn tabs open as a problem. Nope, that was not the one I wanted to actually go to. Where are we at now? God damn, people are serious. I think people are seriously blowing up cannons outside my house right now, dude. Is what it is. It was this one. Happy New Year. California now allows private residents to sue gun manufacturers. Yeah, fuck that noise, dude. Fuck that shit. Seriously, dude. How fucking retarded does the California pistol grip look right there, dude? Or actually, I think that might be, if I'm not mistaken, that might be a New York one, actually, where it's like, it's the fucking grip, and then it's like embedded into a stock, basically. And you have the buffer tube like a separate thing there. That just looks, oh my god, that looks goddamn ugly, dude. Like, ugh. Ugh. Oh, fuck, man. That's the problem. Honestly, that's the problem with gun manufacturers in a nutshell, dude, is that they fucking comply with these cocksucker states like that, dude. Fuck them. Fuck California. Fuck New York. Fuck all of them, dude. If they're going to sit there and pass a bunch of anti-gun bullshit, guess what? It's either you abide by the Constitution and let people have any fucking thing that they want in this state, or you're not getting guns at all. And that's what needs to be with some of these companies, dude, for real. And I would say, especially law enforcement, be like, no, we're not giving shit to law enforcement, dude. We're not allowing them to buy anything from our fucking companies. Fuck them. So, anyway. Specifically from those kind of states, what I'm saying there. Actually, I would say in general, probably would be a good thing as well. But anyway, it says California's SB 1327 went into effect January 1st, 2023, allowing private residents in the state to file lawsuits against gun manufacturers who violate the state's quote-unquote assault weapons ban or ban on gun sales to anyone under the age of 21. Yeah, good luck seeing that shit hold up in the Supreme Court, you fucking dickless piece of shit, Gavin Newsom. You fucking scumbag, pedophile, child molesting asshole. Cunt. Just like that fucker Rob Bonta. Anyway, let's see. It said LA Times reported that supporters of the new law view the lawsuit option as a way of, quote, enlisting an army of grassroots enforcers to safeguard the state's assault weapons ban and minimum age requirement, which, by the way, are both unconstitutional and have been since they've been passed in the state of California for decades now, dude. It's exactly why they're being overturned and shit. By the way, for those who haven't heard about it yet, Red flag laws were finally deemed unconstitutional in the last couple days. Thank fucking God. It only took, what, 20 fucking years or more now? Since Connecticut had the first one in 1999 after Columbine. I mean, for God's sakes, dude, you're talking about 24 fucking years almost took that shit to get gone and be finally deemed unconstitutional. Which the only reason it really wasn't before that was because until 2018, there really wasn't a whole lot of red flag states besides fucking, Connecticut. It's basically Connecticut, and then it was nobody else, and then all of a sudden it was fucking, oh my God, Parkland happens, and like 10 fucking states jump on board then. So, anyway. Said SB 1327 was passed in reaction to the Texas heartbeat bill, which allows abortionists to be sued for terminating pregnancies beyond 6 weeks of pregnancy, which, by the way, you have one thing in Texas protecting human life, and yet California decides, okay, we're going to totally restrict the Second Amendment some more. How about y'all go to, like, seriously, dude, why is deprivation of rights under color of law not a fucking federal felony in 2023 right now, dude? Oh, yeah, that's right, because almost everybody in power currently would probably be charged as fucking felons. That's why. Because they've all committed deprivation under color of law at one time or another as a elected official. Or in some cases, a selected official. Because we all know that the cheating happens everywhere is what it is, dude. Just like Arizona and Michigan, etc. Who both did their fucking bullshit cheats into power recently. You had Whitmer have her inauguration yesterday. You had that bitch Katie Hobbs officially certified today. And by the way, Carrie Lake will be deemed governor of Arizona very soon is what it is, dude. So, anyway. So, the law which... sorry. A little tickle on my throat there. It's a law which contains a fee-shifting component to the U.S. District Court Judge Roger Benitez blocked on December 20th, 2022. So obviously Judge Benitez, good guy. That's what they were saying. There was a fee-shifting component to it that he blocked back in December this year. December of last year. I keep thinking it's 2022 for some reason. Yes, Benitez wrote the provisions of 1021.11a would expose the attorney to the risk of joint and several liability for the government fees. And unlike traditional fee-shifting provisions, the risk would extend for 3 years after the conclusion of the appellate review of the official litigation, as opposed to being part of the judgment in the original litigation. California's 1021.11 system of litigation rewards and punishments is completely contrary to which was intended by Congress as expressed in 1988. So Benitez concluded defendant Attorney General Rob Bonta and intervener defendant Governor Gavin Newsom and their officers, agents, servants, employees, and attorneys, and those persons in active concert or participation with them, and those who gain knowledge of the injection order or know of the existence of the injection order are enjoined from impending or enforcing California Code of Civil Prudence. So I'm guessing that means they can't bring it, is what it would be? I don't know. That seems weird. Like, that's just, again, this is why I hate fucking, like, judge speak and, like, attorney speak and stuff like that, dude, because it's all, like, a lot of double talk is what it is most of the time, and it just hurts my head. Because it kind of flies over. I think that's the whole point. It's supposed to fly over people's heads is what it is, dude. And, yeah, it just fucks you up then is what it is. And so you don't understand what they're actually trying to do is fuck you in the ass when it's all said and done. But, anyway. Let's see here. Going back to other stories of the day, though. Got, grab this up real fast. Got Blue State Exodus. California and New York, 6-figure population decrease. Texas and Florida, largest gaining states. Kathy Hunkle reverses course on telling rivals to move to the sunshine state of Florida. Of course she fucking does, dude. Of course she fucking does. Of course that cheese-eating rat bastard does. Seriously, man. That you cannot honestly tell me, looking at this woman, that she is not a human fucking rat at this point, dude. She is a psychotic nut, for sure. It says Kathy Hochul reversed a call telling her political rivals to move to Florida. She is now sounding the alarm about her state's massive population loss. Which, by the way, I'm sorry, but like the fact that they already lost a congressional seat in the past couple years because of how many people they killed during the shamdemic, specifically Kathy Hochul and Andrew Cuomo mass murdering the elderly. The fact that both those fuckers are in prison right now, awaiting the death penalty for crimes against humanity, is everything wrong with this country. Number one. Number two, the fact that you do not have that reflect immediately when people move out of a state to have it immediately lose another congressional seat or a couple more congressional seats is bullshit too as well on that one, dude. Because that's the problem with doing like 10-year census stuff, because it reflects only every decade is what it is, instead of every like couple years or immediately is what it would be then. So anyway, this is back in August during her campaign to win a full term after replacing disgraced Democrat Governor Andrew Cuomo. Hochul told her political rivals to move to Florida, saying, "We're here to say that the era of Trump and Lee Zeldin and Mark Mariletto, just jump on the bus and head down to Florida where you belong," said Hochul said, according to transcript. "Get out of town." Hochul said the Republican candidates do not represent our values. Yeah, your values. Anti-life, anti-gun, anti-American, demon-killing cunts. Because Lee Zeldin's not a demon-killing cunt, but Kathy Hochul very much is, dude. That's what it is. And by the way, Lee Zeldin won. Kathy Hochul 100% she did in New York there, dude, to get a full term. And I will believe that until my dying fucking day. And it just goes on to basically talk about people leaving the shithole of New York is what it is. So, yeah, needless to say, good. Yeah, it says, how will, let's see, it said, where the fuck was I? I do want to read one more thing from that, though. Let's see, it said, New York City alone, having lost 16% of its top taxpayers, said, how exactly will Kathy Hochul do, wait, there's something above that, actually. Oh, yeah, she was talking about LGBTQ crap or whatever the case being said. We must and will make our state safe. We have to make our state more affordable, and we must reverse the trend of people leaving our state in search of lower costs and opportunities elsewhere. Said you can see why, with the New York City alone having lost 60% of top taxpayers, how exactly will Hochul do this when far left Democrats enjoy a veto-proof majority in the state state legislature? Remains to be seen. So Hochul already tried and failed to kill off New York's insane bail reform laws that put suspected violent criminals back on the streets, including ones with a myriad of prior convictions. We're talking about dangerous people who have no business being released from prison back into the population, but yet they go on killing sprees after that. Said, how will she overcome a veto-proof Democrat majority dedicated to a fascist version of utopia with insanely high taxes, ridiculous environmental regulations, and an obvious desire to push people out of the state who think and vote differently? People fleeing New York is not a bug in the system, it's a feature. Democrats want unlimited power to reorganize society, and the best way to do that is eliminate all opposition. Exactly. Honestly, don't move to Florida, man, if you're going to live in New York. Move to Ohio. Vote red. Help keep constitutional carry and stuff on our books, dude, for real. You know, we're just as good at, hell, we're better than New York, honestly, dude. Because we actually have a better state here, is what it is, dude. You know? If you don't like big city living, come live in the rural areas and stuff like that, dude. We will welcome you with open arms. As long as you're not going to be an asshole and fuck over our voting rights, is what it is, dude. But just know we have voter ID laws. And we will continue to have voter ID laws here. If you got a problem with that, then fuck you. So, honestly, I would say at this point, 1 for 1 or even 10 for 1, we kick the people that are against HB 458 out of the state of Ohio, which is, by the way, is the voter ID law that DeWine still needs to sign into law right now, and taking a bunch of people who actually care about voter ID laws is what it would be then. So, anywho. Let's see here. Let's see, continuing back on. Got 5.4 magnitude earthquake jolts Northern California on New Year's Day, second in 2 weeks. I think that's God telling people something at this point, dude, which is get the hell out of there before you end up in the fucking ocean. Seriously. Let's see. Report Google Home speakers allowed hackers to spy on users. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Like, that's just common sense. Don't put fucking Alexa and stuff in your home and expect not to get spied on, dude, for real. Which, by the way, I think my phone was spying on me the other day because I said something about TikTok, and I swear to God, I never downloaded the app, and all of a sudden it was on my fucking phone one day, and I'm just like, what the fuck? And I immediately kicked it off of it. So, it's really fucking disturbing. Then we got chump change. Google to pay $29.5 million settlement in lawsuits over location tracking, which is bullshit. That should be literally trillions. That should be $29.5 trillion and bankrupt these fuckers forever, dude, is what it is. And we got Colorado man gets 40 years behind bars after 5,800 fentanyl-sized fentanyl pills seized. Quote, he made a profit off destroying lives. How is that not a death penalty sentence, by the way? Oh, yeah, that's right, because Colorado with their death penalty under that piece of shit motherfucker Jared Polis. Which we could call him something that starts with an F and ends with a T, but we're not going to. So, and you guys know what that word is. Let's see. I mean, to be fair, he is the only sitting governor that has a first gentleman as a man. So, let's see. We got famed tennis star Martina Navratilova diagnosed with throat and breast cancer. Oh, that's too bad. That's too bad, man. That is actually sad. She's actually one of the better ones. She's one of the chicks that's been fighting against the whole trans agenda push recently and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's too bad, man. It's too bad. See, then we got exclusive Kamala Harris requiring COVID tests for anyone over 2 years old to participate in U.S. Senate swearing in photos. Yeah, that couldn't go fuck herself, dude, for real. She can fuck off forever, dude, is what it is. Just like the fucking People's CDC, fucking retarded leftist org wanting masks forever, bringing back mask mandates. It's like, yeah, you can go fuck off with that shit too, bro. Never again. Never again. So then we got New York State lawmakers, nation's best paid after gifting themselves a 30% pay raise. Again, how is shit like that legal, dude? That should 100% be a taxpayer thing at that point, dude. You should never be allowed to vote yourself a fucking raise in any capacity. Just like the same thing federally, for that matter. That's ridiculous entirely, man. Let's see how much these fuckers are making, actually, on that one. Yeah, so New York lawmakers are now officially the highest paid state legislators in the land after they awarded themselves a massive raise. Members of both houses, 63 senators and 150 assembly members, so 150 state reps, are now getting a pay boost of $32,000 a year for a new salary base of 142 grand a year. Holy fuck, dude. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. People realize, like, the people here in the state of Ohio only make like 60 something a fucking term, right? I believe is what it is. It might be like a year per term or whatever. So it's like 120 over the 2-year term or something like that, I think is what it is. But yeah, they only make 100, they only make like 60 something here in Ohio. So you're talking about almost 3 times as much there in New York now. It's fucking insane, dude. That's absolutely fucking psychotic, dude. So it's under a bill Governor Kathy Hochul signed a day before her inauguration Sunday. That's just shy of a 30% lift over their previous salary of 110 grand, the AP reports. The Democrat Party holds supermajorities in both houses in New York State legislature. Said state lawmakers in California were previously the highest paid with a yearly base salary of $119,000, although the Golden State also pays up to $214 per day for attending sessions of the legislature. Congratulations, that's where your tax money is going, by the way. $214 a day for this dickhead just to show up to fucking work in California, dude. Jesus fuck, man. Oh my god, this country is done. We need to balkanize, dude. Seriously, it's 2023. It's time for the year of balkanization to start, man. It really fucking is. It really fucking is. Let's see here now. Then we got 4 hospitalized after mass stabbing at migrant hotel in Ireland. Congratulations, you imported the fucking third world into the first world. Let's see if there's anything else worth doing it. Oh, yeah, here you go. California's crazy new year. 5 radical laws that go into effect. For those who haven't heard, the guy whose son was being treated as a daughter by his crazy bitch ex, she has now fled to California with the kid because of the bullshit that motherfucker Gavin Newsom signed into law there. Specifically, we're going to talk about here in a sec as soon as I pull up the article. It is the first one here. SB 107, Sanctuary State for Transgender Kids, law signed by Newsom, in September protects the use of drugs and surgeries to provide so-called gender-affirming care to children from other states where the use of such treatment is restricted or criminalized. It prohibits doctors from releasing information to other states and prohibits California courts interfering in child custody over such treatments. They can also basically block custody of people coming to grab their kids out of the fucking state of California is what it is, dude. Which, how the fuck is that even legal, dude? Like, it's so disgusting, dude. Like, James Younger, I feel so fucking sorry for that dude and his son. Because his ex-wife is a psychotic fucking lunatic. The fact that she is still a child pediatrician in this country, like, strip her fucking medical license, for God's sakes. Everybody across the board at this point. Like, it just blows my mind, dude, how this shit's allowed to go on. For you to sit there and have a fucking 7-8-year-old kid that you're trying to literally transition into a fucking female that knows for a fact he is a biological fucking male and just won't tell you because you're a fucking psychotic lunatic with Munchausen syndrome by proxy, you dumb bitch. Like, people wonder why I fight against this fucking radical agenda of the left, dude. Why I fight against the fucking transgenderism crap. It's because of shit like that right there, dude. Where you have young males who don't want anything to do with this shit and are just like, no, mommy, I'm totally named Luna now because you told me I am. Fuck that. This is the entire problem with our court system in a nutshell, dude, is they fuck over fathers in custody battles like fucking crazy, and you have some fucking crazy fucking cunt taking this kid to another fucking state to try to transition them into a fucking female, and they don't want anything to do with that. That is fucking child abuse beyond belief, dude. It is mental and it is physical in both cases. It needs to be treated as such. Let's see, then the other crazy shit out of California, you got AB 2098, COVID misinformation. The law signed in September requires California's medical licensing boards to take disciplinary action against doctors who are involved in the, quote, dissemination of misinformation or disinformation related to the COVID virus. The law does not take into effect or account that authorities like asshole Fauci have changed their recommendations over time. Said AB 2147, decriminalizing jaywalking because of racism. Fuck that shit, dude. SB 1375, allowing nurses to perform abortions without doctors. Fucking disgusting. Fucking child murder, dude, is what that is. SB 375, decriminalizing loitering for prostitution. Jesus fuck, dude. Can we please just wall off California from every other state at this point now and just toss their people back into it that have fled the state at this point, dude, that are already voting Democrat in other states? Seriously. And then we have on hold AB 275, state control of fast food restaurants, as reported last year. The law creates a 10-member Portabello known as the Fast Food Council, which would serve for 10 years and would set wages and working conditions for fast food industry. This has been suspended by the courts as after a coalition of restaurants that collected petition signatures lawsuit to block it until a referendum can be held. It said Newsom has signed several other radical laws that go into effect in future years. He is currently thought to be mulling a run for president, is establishing a nationwide representation as a left-wing nut job in the culture war. And they got an update, SB 1327, allowing private citizens to sue for gun violations. Law took effect January 1st, although it was partially blocked by San Diego Judge Benitez. Allows private citizens to sue each other over alleged violations of state's gun laws. The judge blocked the fee-shifting provision of it. Said Newsom modeled the law after the similar Texas law that restricted abortions because he's a sick fucking demon killing, baby killing piece of shit, dude. And you cannot tell me, honestly, that Gavin Newsom is not a fucking demon, dude. That he is not a demon who rapes kids. You cannot sit here and tell me that shit. Because that motherfucker 100% is. He's also a fucking Chi-Com fuckboy who's taking a shitload of money from China to use California as a fucking beachhead for any future invasion. Both in cash and crypto and everything else like that. As well as gold and silver. So, anyway. Let's see. Anything else I want to talk about on the sideboard there? Oh, there you go. Luxury home sales crashed 38% in record deadline amid economic woes. Yeah, we're going into Great Depression, dude. Congratulations, boys. Go ahead and just do a little cheers here. Little cheers for the fan base. That's an empty bottle, by the way. I had sitting here from the other day. I finally tried Martini and Rossi Asti for the first time for New Year's. The shit's actually good, man. I liked it. Mom didn't. This is something that was given to me, actually. My sister's friend had a book signing earlier this year, and they gave it to us as a little gift to celebrate. And they were like, hey, you can drink it now or you can drink it later. And we're like, no, we're going to take it home and drink it later. And I just drank it for New Year's is what it was. So, but anyway. Yeah, I don't know. I think our future is definitely heading for a bad time ahead, man. We're definitely fucked pretty soon, I think. And it's gonna get worse and worse, man. Actually, we're gonna talk about two more stories relating to California specifically here before we move on and probably end this for the day then. So, first one being that motherfucker Scott Wiener, who is this pedophile piece of shit right here, by the way. California becomes sanctuary state for transgender kids. On Sunday, for so-called transgender kids seeking drugs and surgeries to alter their physical manifestations of secondary sex characteristics, which are restricted in some states. Of course, it was passed by that piece of shit Scott Wiener, was one of the biggest ones for it. This is also the same pedophile piece of shit, by the way, who allowed and pushed for 24-year-olds to fuck 14-year-olds as long as they're gay. Yeah. This motherfucker's also been at like every drag show and every fucking gay pride parade and everything else like that in the state of California for the past decade or so. Just a sick demon, dude. Exact kind of pieces of shit that don't need to be in general assemblies ever in this country, dude. And then we got where are we at? We got this one. Sewer geysers explode onto San Francisco streets in historic flooding. So the historic heavy rainfall in the San Francisco area has caused sewer geysers to explode on city streets, sending jets of water high into the air as the city's overwhelming drains cannot contain the high volume of rainwater. And yet, meanwhile, they're pissing away money to make California a transgender sanctuary state. Fucking retarded, dude. I'll tell you what. Damn. That shit was crazy. Let's see. Then we got water spraying out of sewer and grates in Vincentine and 47th Avenue near Ocean Beach. Yep, that's God telling him something, dude. Got that big old geyser. Crazy, dude. Said jokes on social media referred to sewage, drug paraphernalia, and homeless tents washing down the street. That's actually probably not jokes for that matter. It's actually probably legitimately true. Said rainfall neared a record high for precipitation in a single day, and more rainfall is expected throughout the week in California. So, yeah, just a fucking shithole of a state, dude. I'll tell you what. Then, meanwhile, In Mayor Lightfoot, Chicago, which, by the way, ended 2022 as one of the worst states ever for actual, death and stuff like that. Got at least 30 shot over New Year's weekend in Mayor Lightfoot, Chicago. We still have yet to hear from Leo Red, by the way. I'm hoping he's okay because he lives in that shithole city, dude. Yeah, I was very worried about him on Honda's chat on Sunday because I'm like, yeah, you would think he'd be here, but people were like, maybe he's out partying and stuff like that. I don't know, man. Maybe. And of course, we got Second Amendment is the only carry permit needed in 25 states, aka half the nation. Yeah, it's time for the other half to get on fucking board in 2023 here, man. Seriously. Literally have one half of America now being a constitutional carry state, man, with Alabama officially being the 25th as of January 1st. Yeah, that's something to actually celebrate, ladies and gentlemen. Woohoo! Fuck yeah. But anyway, then we got man with gun parts hidden in peanut butter jars arrested at JFK Airport. That's interesting. Let's go ahead and read that one right there. Said a man with gun parts in a loaded ammunition magazine hidden in peanut butter jars was arrested at JFK International Airport just prior to Christmas. It said CNN reported the incident happened on Saturday, noting it had occurred December 22nd. TSA discovered the gun parts via an X-ray machine. Said John Essig, the TSA federal agent director at JFK, said the gun parts were artificially concealed in two smooth, creamy peanut butter jars. There was certainly nothing smooth about the way the man went about trying to smuggle his gun. Said other officers are good at their jobs and are focused on the mission, especially during the busy holiday travel period. Ah, man. I gotta show this one. He apparently was trying to smuggle an entire gun in peanut butter jars, is what it was. And it was a little Taurus. It was like one of those 709s or whatever, dude. I'm actually surprised that frame would be able to fit in those jars, man. I wouldn't think it'd be able to. Like, I could see the slide fitting in one of them very easily. I could see the mag fitting in one of them very easily. But yeah, like, I wouldn't think that the frame would be able to fit into that shit, dude. Like, it just seems a little bit too wide. Crazy. Again, this is what happens when you don't just allow guns to be taken on fucking planes or in luggage and stuff like that, dude. Now, granted, that being said, you actually can fly with firearms and stuff like that in the compartments and shit, if I'm not mistaken. It just has to be in like a certain thing and it has to be all like TSA restricted boxes kind of thing or something like that, this is why I'm not a fan of flying, by the way, I'd like to actually have firearms on me is what it is to protect myself from crazy shit is what it is, dude. And there's no fucking way I'm getting on a plane with a bunch of nutcases unharmed. So, yeah, that's one reason why I'll never fly. Not to mention the TSA are fucking criminals for the most part, and there's been a lot of guns that have gone missing, even when they're supposed to be secured and stuff like that, dude. People have literally gone to their destination, opened up their gun case and stuff like that, and all of a sudden their gun's missing. So, yeah, bunch of fuckery on that one, dude, for sure. But anyway. Peanut butter pew pew is what this said here from the TSA in Queens, New York. Our baggage screening officers at JFK Airport weren't nuts about this jarring find. Everybody should know by now that packing your firearm, ammunition, and gun parts in a jiff isn't the way to go. There's no need to get yourself in a sticky situation. Be smooth and always package your items properly. So many peanut butter references in that one, dude. I'm not gonna lie, whoever wrote that, they did a good job. Good job, TSA. You actually make good puns. That's one thing you're good at. Everything else sucks ass for that matter, though. So Boston.com reports TSA notified the Port Authority Police upon discovering the gun parts. The passenger to whom the peanut butter jars belonged to was found at the terminal and arrested. He had not been publicly identified by authorities, but indicated he is from Rhode Island. TSA rules for checking firearms and ammunition for a flight can be found at tsa.gov. And like I said, if that guy was not a permanent person and stuff like that, dude, he had no reason not to just store it correctly. But yeah, like the fact that you're trying to like be like, oh yeah, let me go ahead and put this in fucking peanut butter jars and do like, dude, you're clearly trying to do some shit at some point in the future, like hijack a fucking plane or something. So, but yeah, that's a team. Like, I think that's a 380, but it almost, like, from this picture, that slot almost looks like a 22 the way the barrel is in it. So, but no, I'm pretty sure it's like I want to say the 709 was like a 6 or 7 shot 380. So, yeah, just ridiculous either way though. But fucking stupid people's what it is, man, for real. I'm gonna read that constitutional carry article though as the last one because I do want to end this off with a bang on that one, if you will. So, seeing if there's anything else worth reading here or not before we finish this up today. Didn't look like it. Didn't look like it. Nope, didn't look like it. Oh yeah, apparently they're remaking House Party here in 2023 with that piece of shit LeBron James being part of it, and I'm just like, dude, stop making things that relate to that asshole for real. Like, stop bastardizing my childhood with more shitty films is what it is, dude, and shitty remakes and everything. But yeah, as I said here, Second Amendment is the only carry permit needed in 25 states, baby. Hells yeah. Alabama constitutional carry took effect January 1st, 2023, meaning law-abiding citizens in 25 states can now carry a gun for self-defense without paying the government a fee or getting government permission. Fuck yeah. December 14, 2022, Breitbart noted that 25 states had passed constitutional carry legislation and Alabama's would take effect at the start of the new year. Those states are Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, Georgia, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Maine, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, New Hampshire, North Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, South Dakota, Tennessee. And the same thing with the AG's office and the Secretary of State's office there. And it was the Southern New York Post reported that constitutional carry landscape was nowhere near as broad 12 years ago when Vermont and Alaska were the only constitutional carry states. Wow. So 2011, you only had 2 states constitutional carry. That's crazy, dude. But Arizona adopted constitutional carry. Okay, so it'd be more like, okay, so that would have been, okay, so it would have been in 2022 is when they were doing that article, and then it would have been 2010 or 2009, maybe even for that matter. So it would have been like 13 years. So 2009, you had Arizona and Vermont as the only one, or sorry, Alaska and Vermont as the only ones. Said Arizona adopted 2010, followed by Wyoming 2011, and the ball kept rolling from there. April 12, 2022, Breitbart observed that Governor Brian Kemp signed legislation making Georgia the 25th state to adopt constitutional carry, which, by the way, Georgia may have technically been the 25th. Sorry, I had to go do my thing because my fucking thing. I don't know if my audio is coming through or not on that one. But yeah, technically Georgia was the 25th to adopt, but the 22nd to enact. And that's the thing. Technically, Georgia can go for the 22 and 22 moniker, and they can fuck Ohio on that one. Because fuck you, Brian Kemp. Ohio should have been 22 and 22. And I'm still pissed off about that. That's the thing that pisses me off the most, by the way, is you had the fucking legislator fuck around for so fucking long, and you had dickhead DeWine just let it fucking sit there and go into effect or whatever the case be, pretty much. Waiting until the last day to finally sign the damn thing. And it's like, bro, you could have signed it in so quick, and you could have done it in such a way that it could have gone into effect immediately, and we could have been 22 and 22, and Georgia could have fucked itself and been 23 and 22. But no, you had to let Brian Kemp get one over on you, DeWine. And you had to do it again by making stupid fucking bets in stupid fucking bowl games. And now you fucked us twice, man. In the fucking Ohio State-Michigan game, and now that fucking game the other day against fucking Georgia, dude. That Ohio State lost by 1 damn point, and that fucking pisses me off, by the way. It's like, stop making stupid fucking wagers with other governors, DeWine. Go sign legislation as a good governor, bro. Like HB 458 in the law. Seriously. Fuck the Democrat League of Women Voters in the state of Ohio, dude. So, anyway. see where we're at now. Let's see. Said Nebraska State Senator Tom Brewer, who's a good guy, by the way, plans to reintroduce constitutional carry legislation in the upcoming legislative season and believes that the votes are there to add his state to the 25 already constitutional carry states. So yeah, Nebraska will be 26 most likely. And the only reason it wasn't last go around is because two factors actually happened in Nebraska there. The first one being that you had their legislator being that weird like 90-day thing or whatever, where they had to do like special session stuff. And the problem was they didn't want to do special session stuff during bowl games and shit. So it basically fucked them on that one because they had like 2.5 years worth of shit backed up in their General Assembly there to actually pass through what it was because of 2020 lockdowns and stuff. And unfortunately, constitutional carry just kind of got backburned. And then when it finally did get to votes, you had a couple of scumbag rhinos and stuff like that being like, no, we're going to vote against this now or whatever the case be, because we don't want it to be actual constitutional carry. We want it to be watered down just a little bit less. And they wouldn't do that, is what it was. And thankfully, those pieces of shit were put out of the office as far as I'm aware. And now you have good people there that actually give a shit about the Second Amendment. So hopefully we'll actually see that happen come the next couple months here, then if that be the case. Anyway, continuing on here, it said KLKN noted constitutional carry fell, 2 votes short of passage in the previous legislative season, but Brewer believes the November 8th, 2022 elections changed the makeup of the state legislature enough to get those votes. So the very first bill that I dropped in the next session will be constitutional carry, said Brewer. Good job, man. That's what's doing it right, man. That's a man doing it right there, honestly. So, yeah, I'm super happy. I'm super happy about that, man. I would love to see Nebraska join us. Join us. Let's see what people are saying here about the 25, the 25 and 23. Let's see. As Mega Deplorable Guy said, we need the other 25 to get in line with the Second Amendment being the only carry permit needed. BLM, Antifa, and Democrat Party policies have endangered the lives of innocent, law-abiding citizens. They need to be able to legally arm themselves without the obstacle Democrats put in their way. Not only just Democrats, though, bro. Also, rhino motherfuckers do the same thing, dude. Or they sit there and water down legislation to make it less effective than it should be, is what it is. I know that for a fact because they did that here in Ohio when they had a fucking Terry stop start constitutional carry legislation that would otherwise have been a fucking perfect bill. But yet these dumbasses were like, no, we got to add Terry stops to it. Just the same exact way that they fucked over our standard ground legislation 2 years ago when they're like, no, we need to fucking take out the civil lawsuit stuff from it. Just make it basically expanded castle doctrine instead of actual stand your ground. Which, by the way, that was one thing that I called my state rep about earlier today. It was basically like, yeah, you need to fucking reintroduce this shit. You need to reintroduce the killer hood version of stand your ground, motherfucker, and do your damn job this go around. Reggie Stolfis. As well as you, Michael Wojcik, and every other fucking Republican in our state house right now is what it is. So, anyway. Okay, so this guy here said, really wish these columnists would do a decent research and stop repeating falsehoods. Hawkins and the rest of them are saying Tennessee is a constitutional carry state, and he is as wrong as 2 left feet. Pure fact is Tennessee still has a law on the books that is being in possession of a firearm with the intent to conceal is a felony. Clowns in Nashville did sort of pass a law that may carry without a permit, but left the felony for intent law on the books. As long as you have a squish like Bill Lee in the governor's mansion, you will never have true conservative legislation passed. Yeah, you need to get fuck rid of Bill Lee is what it is, dude. That guy's a scumbag. I know that for a fact. He's a rotten piece of shit, dude. Let's see. Said Democrat government has completely abandoned its responsibility to protect citizens. It's now up to citizens to protect themselves and their families. Permitless carry not enough. Need to repeal gun-free zones, which render constitutional carry completely toothless. If you're not carrying in a gun-free zone, you're a fucking moron, dude. I'm gonna say that right now. Now, granted, let me rephrase that. As long as that gun-free zone is not a government building where you would be a fucking felon if you actually got caught with your gun. or like a hospital or something like that, dude. Like that's the big difference right there. Like don't carry in those kind of places because you will get busted if you end up getting busted and you'll fucking be a felon then. But yeah, if you're talking about like some bullshit fucking thing or whatever the case be, dude, where it's like nobody knows you have it or whatever the case be, fucking be armed, dude. If some bullshit ass fucking like, I don't know, like Knights of Columbus fucking hall or something like that tells you, oh, you can't carry within our perimeters and stuff like that, but yeah, they have no security for you, fuck them. Carry inside of the damn place. I should know I did that earlier last year, actually. Because I didn't even see the fucking sign, by the way, at the time. And by the way, when Ohio's constitutional carry went into effect, that sign is now moot anyway, dude, is what it is. And I could actually sue the fuck out of those people if they tried to kick me out of their places, what it would be then, man. Which, how the hell are you know I'm armed if I'm fucking constitutionally carrying, dude? Concealed is what it is. So, anyway. Let's see where we at now. This guy said, I'm surprised South Carolina and North Carolina, along with Virginia, are not there. Part of the original 13. You would think there was enough Constitution lovers in these states to get it done. See, the problem is people have that falsehood right now, right? Because it seems to me like so many of the original 13 colonies that became states are now some of the most anti-gun ones of all of them, dude. I mean, look at fucking Maryland, for God's sakes. Look at fucking Virginia. Look at, all of them around Washington, D.C. is what it is, dude. All those ones. And, it's funny to me that obviously with North Carolina could be if the lieutenant governor grew some balls and kicked that piece of shit Roy Cooper out of the governor's office and took over the governorship then and basically made them a constitutional carry state here in 2023. The problem with South Carolina is South Carolina did some fuckery like Indiana did, if I'm not mistaken, where it was basically like, oh, you can have lifetime permits, but we're not going to give you constitutional carry. And that was basically how they fucked them over is what it was then. So, but yeah, anybody in South Carolina needs to fight like hell, dude, this year is what it is for constitutional carry there in that state. So I like how this person said, I doubt our founders would recognize this country. Oh, they would never recognize the country, dude. They would, seriously, bro. If they knew what was happening in 2023 to this nation from the fucking Democrat and Rhino parties and stuff like that, dude, they would have already done a second revolution fucking 10 years ago, at least. Seriously. So, anyway. And this guy said Virginia's working on. Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. Virginia is working on it, and it could happen now under what the fuck's that guy's name? Glenn Youngkin, because he'll be a single-term governor, unfortunately. And that's the problem with Virginia, though, is having a single-term governorship there, because you basically have like 4 years to get shit done, and then you're fucked. Like at least with Ohio, you have 2 terms, man. So. See, this guy said, try to imagine needing a permit to express your political beliefs or your religious convictions. Exactly. It's fucked up, man. I think that's where we'll leave it off at. As we've talked about many times, you have the Second Amendment. It seems like it's the only amendment in the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, that has been continuously attacked on forever, even though it's the one that specifically states it cannot be infringed upon. So, yeah, just fucked up, man, in general. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and drop the link to the panel again. For anyone who wants to come in the back chat, I'm going to finish up here then. And then I'll be here for probably about 15 to 20 minutes. And then basically go from there. So, hope you guys enjoyed this episode, first episode of 2023. I will be back at some point. I don't know if it'll be tomorrow or Wednesday or when. It might be Thursday or Friday, actually, because I'm going to be doing a bunch of stuff the next couple of days. I know Ohio's General Assembly is supposed to be back on the 4th. I want to talk to lawmakers that day, is what it is. And basically get in their fucking ears finally. And my thing for the next 2 days is basically to get in contact with some of these people and try to get my shit passed very quickly, is what it is, dude. Or at least, I shouldn't say passed, but like introduced into legislative season is what it is. So they can then get on the ball for it to get passed then. And yeah, I'm really going to try to work hard at this point to get that stuff done then. And if that be the case, you might not hear from me until like Thursday, Friday, end of the week. But other than that, that's pretty much where we're at for the day. Like I said, I'll be doing a bunch of stuff then. And then hopefully we won't see any gun control in Ohio ever again. But I would not be surprised in the least to see Allison Russo and another first-term Democrat like Rachel Baker reintroduce it immediately in the state of Ohio then. Because obviously Rachel Baker is a Mama's Main Action Plant, and she should be one of the first 5 people tossed the fuck out of our General Assembly this coming go around. If the Republicans had the goddamn balls now as a 2/3 majority, they would do just that in lockstep, but that's the problem right now. You have all these different groups that are a bunch of infighters and stuff like that, instead of coming together and being like, you know what, no, fuck this other side entirely. Fuck these fucking communist bastards for trying to steal people's gun rights away from them. We're kicking them the fuck out of the General Assembly. And that's what they would have done. And that's what they would continue to do. And I said would have done because they should have already done that shit in the fucking state senate right now with people like Nikki Antonio. Instead, they're like, no, let's make her the fucking minority leader and stuff like that now. It's like, fuck that, dude. Kick her the fuck out, man. She has been legitimately, for the past 2 General Assemblies, on red flag laws, on universal background check crap, etc. Fuck that. Kick her out. Kick her out and kick the rest of the fucking 7 out as well, dude. Boot them all. That's the only good thing, man. At least with Tina Maharoth, she lost re-election, and now we're actually going to finally have a Republican in that fucking seat, dude. That was a seat that was flipped, by the way, in our state Senate, dude. Was this Michelle woman, which I'm sort of wish-washy on her if she's not a fucking rhino at this point, dude. So, like, she might be another Stephanie Coonsey in disguise for that matter, which, by the way, if you look at that perspective of it, technically speaking, there's still about 9 Democrats in the state Senate instead of 7, because you have 2 fucking rhinos, Stephanie Coonsey and Matt Dolan, who have Republican next to their name and should have been tossed fucking office right now as well. But, yeah, other than that, that's pretty much where we're at for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Like I said, links in the link to the panel is in the comments. If you want to jump on. If not, I'll be here for a little bit, and then I'm going to jump off. So, till later. I will see you guys in the next one.